Happy Thursday evening, everybody. The vlog is uploading from yesterday from Sharknado. Work is done for the day. And once again, we're outside, warming up the grill this time. Gonna have a little bit more chicken. I think I might make a couple of sausages too. Why? Because we got a new grill. And we're gonna cook out all the time now. And it's in Florida, so we can cook the whole year outside. So this is what tonight's goodness includes. We've got corn that's left over from yesterday, but we figure if we grill it today, it'll taste better than it did yesterday. We've got more chicken, and we've got a couple of brats. That's a meal. So now here's an interesting thing. We're going to head to the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a much later show than I wanted to go to at 10:15 in a town that is about 20 minutes away, so we got to get going. But Mary does not want me to wear my Disconium sweat jacket. If you remember the vlog from a couple weeks ago, we went to go see Brothers of Alien Rock. These are very similar jackets that the aliens wear. I managed to sneak one of these away from one of the aliens, but Mary's embarrassed.
I want to wear it.
So we're at the movie theater. Because we're Stubbs members, we each got a pin, and we got 3 IMAX posters, only for tonight, first night, not for the weekend. No extra glasses though. I know that they have Groot glasses and Raccoon glasses, but maybe we'll stop by Epic and see if they got those tomorrow. So it's 1:45 and we're just getting out of the movie theater now. And I never wanted to come to the theater this late, but to be honest with you, if I didn't come tonight, I knew that there would be a ton of spoilers tomorrow and I couldn't deal with it. Plus, we waited for this movie for months to come out. Years.
A year.
Yeah, so was it worth it? The movie was okay. The story was okay.
You're right.
I'm just kidding. That movie was freaking awesome. It was probably I'm going to go on a limb here, the greatest sci-fi or comic book type movie since Star Wars. And I'm not kidding here.
Wow.
I think that the Avengers was something that I waited for years to come out, and the Avengers didn't disappoint. I gave the Avengers 5 out of 5. I would put this at 5 out of 5 also. I thought it was amazing. And we'll get more into it when we get back to the house, or at least not in front of all these people. So we're back home. It's about 20 after 1, and before they go to bed, what did you guys think of the movie?
Awesome.
Jesse?
It was good.
What was the best part of the movie? No spoilers.
Groot? I can't say my part since you said no spoilers.
I know.
Groot is really great. That's Vin Diesel, for folks that don't know, and probably Vin Diesel's best role, and he's not really even in the movie physically. But kind of his facial expressions are. You can see it in the character Groot. He's a tree, by the way. So of note, I'm trying to remember a couple of key things here, because I'm not all about doing movie reviews, but we saw the movie in 3D IMAX, and I would recommend seeing the movie in the biggest screen that you possibly could, and the IMAX screen was fantastic, and the 3D, the movie's really geared towards 3D. Really made great use of it. The picture quality was crystal clear, and it felt like you were in the film a lot of times. So when I said that the movie is kind of like one of the best sci-fi movies that has been out since Star Wars, I think that Star Wars had a unique formula, right, where there were great character interactions and a lot of good comedic relief in between different tense scenes. This movie has a lot of great character building and explanation and dialogue between the team as it forms, and you get to feel like you're there along for the ride as the team is being built. That's a huge plus. The humor is really great, and there's a lot of it, and the soundtrack is phenomenal. You know, but the humor, if you're going to see the movie with kids, you may want to think twice, because the humor is really kind of adult-oriented in a lot of spots. I'm boring Jessie, by the way, so she's got to wear my Disconium hoodie. The one thing that I would say is a knock against the movie, but it's not a tremendous knock, there's a channel on YouTube that we follow called Cinema Sins, and I'm not sure if folks have seen that before, But CinemaSins kind of takes you out of movies a lot of times and kind of makes you eliminate the suspending of disbelief when you're going to see films, right? The problem is, and this is not a spoiler, because I'm sure you realize you're going to see a space movie and folks are in spaceships to be in a space movie. But the one thing that kind of kept jumping out at me over and over again is that the characters tend to talk to each other miraculously through space, and when they're in ships, not wearing headsets, or talking on a comm, or anything that possibly would remotely enable them to speak to each other. That said, I think it's a really minor flaw. I think the movie doesn't have a moment that you're not sucked in and you're thinking, what can I do next, or what's happening next, or thinking of something else, because the movie grabs your attention for the full 2 hours that you're watching the film. The characters and the comic itself, Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, when we're talking about comics, we're really thinking about fringe characters at this point, right? I mean, when you thought about Iron Man, when they first made an Iron Man film, I kind of thought, like, it's not a core character of the Marvel Universe. You know, when you think Marvel, you're thinking Spider-Man, Hulk, maybe X-Men type of characters, and Iron Man was a fringe character. So if you're thinking Iron Man's a fringe character like I was, Guardians of the Galaxy, way fringe. So I think that Marvel has an uphill battle trying to get folks to come into the movies to see it, because if you're watching the commercials, you may not realize that this is part of the Marvel Universe, but the story definitely ties in to what's happened so far. If you've been following along with any of the other Marvel movies, the things that have happened in Captain America that led into Iron Man, that led into the Avengers, definitely tie into some of the folks that you're going to encounter in this film as well, and things that are going to take place in Avengers 2, and, you know, ironically, way beyond Avengers 2. We're talking Avengers 3 probably another good 2-3 years from now. Things that were set up in this film. I think it's a must-see, not a must-see, must-see. I thought it was perfect. Jessie is super tired. The disconium has worn her out. Let's talk about goodies. We went to AMC and we are Stubbs holders, so they gave us pins, and this is the bag for the pin. And instead of keeping the bag sealed and eBaying things, we don't do that, we collect things. This is the pin that we got. I know that there's a different pin for each character, and then there's a chaser pin that is like the badge from the movie. Kind of unfortunately, or fortunately, we love Rocket, but we got 3 Rocket pins. So we're looking to trade at least one of the Rocket pins for another character at some point. And so, because we also went opening night and we saw it at IMAX 3D, we got this poster also. Nice little ad poster, but they're only doing it for the first weekend when supplies last, so it's a really cool souvenir, and I'm sure it's another collectible that's going to be going up in value. I can see it as something that maybe we'll try to get signed in the future. So on that note, now you guys know all about Guardians of the Galaxy. It's 25 after 1. I gotta get up in a couple hours to go to work. So does Mary. Jessie can sleep all day. But we have to go making a living. Not watching movies at 12 o'clock at night. We thought of a tagline today too. So with that said, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for all your comments. I love answering the comments, so if you have any comments, just leave them below. Thank you for tuning in, and most importantly, treat others the way you want to be treated. On that note, good night.